Who wants cake? I do. Lawyer!
Hello, this is the Cake is Law, and this is my take on why I believe Dota 2 is better than League of Legends, and it's just my opinion, so please take it with a grain of salt. I don't speak for the entire community who plays League of Legends versus Dota 2. I can't speak on behalf of HON, or I can't even remember their name, Hone, but because I haven't played that game yet. But from Dota 2 and League of Legends, I can give my idea of why I believe Dota 2 is better than League of Legends. My honest opinion, now this one is the main reason why I think Dota 2 is better than League of Legends overall. And there's different reasons other than like graphically. And you have to play more strategically. You can't just go out there because you're going to lose gold. But the main reason, and I've been playing League of Legends for 2+ years now, the main reason why I think that Dota 2 is better than League of Legends is because League of Legends has a track record of nerfing all of the best champions. The best heroes, the best champions. They have a track record of constantly. They bring out this new champion. It's OP compared to everything else because they've nerfed everything else to high hell. And then, as soon as the players purchase the champion with money and the skins, they nerf the character, and then they nerf them again. And sometimes whenever somebody finds this new cool tactic with this other champion that has been in the dark for a long time, like Lee Sin was considered like he's not that great, and then people started to play him, and then they're like, oh, holy cow, he is actually a good jungler. Once that came out, League of Legends, they decided, hey, let's nerf that as well. And Akali was always OP. But then they decided, hey, you know what? We're gonna nerf this item instead, ruining it for practically every other champion that would use that item. Now, let's turn it on the flip side. Let's look at Dota 2. Dota 2 brings out OP champions all the time. Now, it's still in the beta, so we can't make a 100% decision here. But from what I've seen, all of their champions, they're called heroes, are basically, they're all OP. I mean, if you look at Ricky has 100% invisibility permanently at all times with his ultimate. His ultimate is just 100% invisibility at all times. Unless you silence him and you can see, or you have something to see him, right? But every single one of their champions is created OP. They're overpowered. So what does that mean? That means it goes back to player skill. Are you pushing your lanes properly? Are you overextending? Are you suiciding? Are you feeding? Are you watching yourself? Are you warding properly? Are you communicating with your entire team saying, hey, this champion is going this way, this champion is going that way, this is what's going on, there's 4 middle, I need help, guys. It goes back to player skill. Instead of saying, hey, this champion is OP, you should nerf them, it goes back to, hey, are you doing something stupid like going out on your own? Because that's what usually happens. So instead of whining and complaining about this champion being OP, we should nerf them, and then, you know, Riot goes out of their way to nerf so many champions, and it ruins the whole fun aspect. I remember when Pantheon, just an example, for instance, Pantheon used to be so much fun to play. He used to be so much fun because why? And also Twisted Fate, because they had the universal ultimate. They can travel anywhere on the screen, and yeah, it was a pain to deal with as the enemy team. But did you really have to destroy the champion themselves, Riot? Did you really have to? I can understand if you want to mitigate the overall damage output of Pantheon. But what made Pantheon fun was the universal ultimate, that you can travel anywhere and you could backdoor the enemy, because it was the only way you could possibly win. If the enemy was like charging you and they were overpowering you, you would have a Pantheon or a Twisted Fate that would go and use their ultimate to go into your base and backdoor you. And even though it was kind of like, man, that's OP, it was funny. And even if you lost by that lame tactic, it was funny. And I gave all credit to the player. I didn't have anything against the player for using that. That was a liable tactic. But now they've been nerfed, both Twisted Fate and Pantheon, to high hell, and they're basically now they are low tier champions to play. Nobody plays them anymore. Whoever does play them is just playing them for fun or just wants to try out the champion. But serious players won't play them because they're really just bad. Take for instance Dota 2. Every single champion is OP. I'm going through the entire roster right now, and I'm finding that every single champion is like OP. Like, oh my gosh, I just played the Bat Rider, and he could fly over everything and destroy all the trees. That was the most fun I've ever had in like this type of game in a long time. I would go like da 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 da. You know, it is hilarious. And so for the fact, this is the biggest reason why I think Dota 2 is better than League of Legends, is because of the fun factor. When a game boils down to is, are you having fun? And League of Legends, even though it's fun and all, it can be competitive at times. It boils down to it's not as fun as Dota 2 on the fact that Riot has a track record of nerfing all of the best champions around. And even though, you know, you want to bring, people say that they want to bring balance to the game. The fact is, in a game with so many characters to choose out of, it is actually impossible to balance the game, because there are so many characters and there's so many situations that come about. There's so many possibilities, so many ratios of this factor and that factor, that boiling it down to, oh, this champion is OP, we should nerf them, it really destroys the game instead of helps it out, because there's no balancing. You cannot balance a game like this unless a champion is way OP and you know, like, you want to make a champion with over 2 million health, you know, but you won't do that. So the reasoning behind the nerfing, I honestly believe maybe they try to make champions OP in the very beginning so that they can bring as much revenue to. I'm not saying this is it. This is a thought that is out there that many community, many League of Legends community talks about, is the fact that Riot purposefully brings out these champions that have these overpowered abilities, or their health or whatever, compared to every other champion. And it beats the meta game, and then whenever you purchase it, then they decide to nerf it so that they know they'll get money in the initial run. Now that's just a thought that's out there. It's not 100% conclusive, but that is a thought that hits my mind as to why Riot decides to make all these super OP champions compared to every other champion. Because if you were to compare a Dota 2 champion compared to a League of Legends champion, the Dota 2 champion would be way OP compared to the League of Legends champion. So instead of making OP champions, you should make champions that fit into the range of League of Legends. While as Dota 2, you can't complain about. You cannot complain about the League of, the champions, the heroes over there, being OP, because every single hero, every single champion is OP to begin with, and to even decide that there would be a nerf with any of them is beyond me. The fact of the matter is, if you don't like the champion, then ban the champion. Play in a bannable game, or get items that would help you reduce the ability to get pawned by that champion. Or just play smart. Don't be playing stupid. Hug your turret. Play defensive. Put out wards. Communicate. Again, it goes down to player skill instead of whining and complaining about a champion being OP so that Riot can nerf that champion. And it takes away the fun aspect. Thanks a lot, you whiny babies, you. So that's my personal take on my main reason why Dota 2 is better than League of Legends. And the reason why is because of the fun aspect of the game. So that's all that I have to say. If you guys agree, just let me know. And if you disagree, let me know. But please make it an intelligent response as to why you agree or disagree. Anyway, so that's it for me. I'm Cake, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.
Dire victory.